Breaking news, Wink may be shutting their doors. According to one article, they already have. So if you are thinking about moving from the Wink Hub to Hubitat, here is a list of important things to keep in mind, including answers to some of the most popular questions. Stay tuned. Hi again, John Stone, the DIY Smart Home Guy. It is November of 2019 and there may be trouble on the horizon for the Wink Hub. According to an article posted on TheVerge.com on October 25th of 2019, Wink is dying as Will.i.am's tech company is low on money. And according to sources that were quoted in this article, employees have simply gone home. There's nobody minding the store. And I've also noticed that the Wink Hub 2 has not been available on the Wink.com website for several months now. This seems to be creating a Wink exodus. I mean, people are bailing faster than, I don't know, whatever people bail from. As a former Wink user, I gotta say that I loved it. It was simple to use, reliable, and I made dozens of videos that were aimed at making smart home automation more accessible through the Wink Hub. I decided to make the switch to the Hubitat Elevation back in May of 2019, and I've been trying to create videos that would help others that may be thinking of doing the same thing and making that jump. I confess that this video library is incomplete, but it is growing at a steady pace. If you're looking for help and I don't have that video yet, just hang in there. I am doing this as fast as I can. Oh, and just in case you're wondering, nobody paid me to do this video, but there are some affiliate links below. Go ahead and click them. It helps pay for all this junk that I do reviews on. Be kind. Rewind. If you are jumping ship from the Wink, there are a ton of video links below. Go ahead and check those out, that they may be applicable to your situation. I'm not going to cover everything here, but I will call out the videos that answer some of those questions in more detail. So generally the first question is about the Hubitat app. Specifically, how easy to use is it? As Tim L posted here, will my wife be able to use it? Well, Tim, the app is super simple. However, it is used mainly for dashboards and location services. In Hubitat land, what you're really asking is, are the dashboards simple for the other people in my family to use? The nice thing about the dashboards in Hubitat is you have this ability to curate them. Yeah, I said curate. What about it? I gotta tell you, I really love this feature. On the Wink Hub, you can rearrange the icons, but there's no way to hide devices or create a dashboard specifically for your spouse or children. There is a video link below for a video that walks through Hubitat dashboards in more detail. But the bottom line is, yes, they are easy to use. My wife uses them all the time, and she does it with no problems. Don't worry. One of the biggest differences is that as the Wink user, you'll be very accustomed to doing everything from your tablet or phone. This changes with the Hubitat. It takes some getting used to, so let's compare how you're going to do this side by side. In the Wink Hub, all of your devices are available from your phone, which is both good and bad. In Hubitat, it's a bit more DIY, meaning that you'll need to create your own dashboards that are factored for the mobile device. The good news is that you can make your dashboards really be anything that you want, which you can't do on the Wink side. The downside to this for a Wink user is that there's a little bit more work involved, but it does pay off in the end. Once your dashboard's stabilized, you'll enjoy the experience a lot more than you ever did on the Wink Hub. I pretty much guarantee that. Now, Wink does have a nice feature for lighting groups, and Hubitat actually has one also. You'll need to install the Hubitat Groups and Scenes app, but after that, it's pretty simple. You can also enable Zigbee messaging on the Hubitat side, which will ensure that the Zigbee lights behave all as one nice cohesive unit. The next Wink app feature is shortcuts. In Hubitat, shortcuts are called scenes, and they are way more powerful. One feature that I love about Hubitat Scenes is that you can set all of the lights the way you want them up in your house. Just turn all the switches on and set the colors, and once you got them all perfect, you just use this feature right here called Capture Scene. Oh my God. Wait, what? That's right. You don't need to manually specify anything for the scene. You can make sure that everything is just the way you want it and then just capture it. And all groups and scenes can be added to dashboards, meaning you can control scenes and groups from dashboards just like you do any other device. So now let's move on to Wink robots. This is where a lot of Wink users really kind of ventured outside of the Wink platform. You end up using tools like IFTTT, Tasker, Google Home Assistant, and the Amazon Echo routines to compensate for some of the lack of power that takes place with the Wink robots. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but in Hubitat you have an extremely powerful built-in rules engine that takes home automation to an entirely new level. Now admittedly, Rule Machine is a little more difficult to wrap your head around, but once you get it, you'll never look at home automation the same. It truly is spectacular with all the power and capability that it provides you. Now for some people, the downside to Rule Machine is that you can only create or modify your rules while you're on the same network as your hub. That means you pretty much have to be in the same house. So yeah, you can't use the Hubitat app itself to curate your rules, but the Hubitat control panel can be accessed from your mobile phone browser, and it works just fine on mobile devices and tablets. Mobile phones and tablets. You know what I mean. So really the only drawback is that you can't fix your automations while you're away from the house. That is, unless you have a private VPN back into your network, which is possible, but I'm not going to get into it in this video. And finally, the last Wink app option that we'll talk about is the activity logging. One nice thing about the Wink activity logging is that it's pretty simple. And the downside to Wink activity logging is it's overly simple. On the Hubitat side, it has a rich and robust logging system, and you have a lot of control over what gets put into the log. Oh, and every log entry is clickable, and it'll take you to the device that generated that log. It's very cool. But just like Rule Machine, you can only access the logs while you are on your home network. This is a feature really that I wish that they would bring into the app. So having those logs in the app, Hubitat, if you're listening, I know you are, I know you watch these videos, it'd be really cool to have the logs inside the app. Please. When you're looking at the devices themselves, you'll find that you have a lot more control. This is one of many areas that Hubitat simply blows away the Wink Hub. You're in full control over device preferences, device handlers, and a view into all of the automations that are interacting with that device. I mean, come on, Wink never let you add in a custom device handler for devices like Zeus and Innovelli. Well, Hubitat does, and it is super simple. Video links below. And for you Wink users that have Lutron gear, never fear. I put together a video that shows you how to integrate your Lutron devices into Hubitat, and it's all local control, and it is lightning fast. So those are the important differences, and you'll get up to speed pretty quick once you make the jump. That's if you make the jump. Again, I'm not trying to sell you on this idea. It is totally up to you. I did it. It must be fine. So when you're ready to switch, well, if you're ready to switch, here are a list of my tips. The first tip actually comes from April S. over on the Facebook Hubitat page, and that is slow and steady wins the race. There is no reason to be in a hurry. That is great advice. Take your time. I'll talk about some things that you can do also to keep this organized. The second piece of advice that I would give you is get a Z-Wave repeater or range extender. I'm not talking about just the Z-Wave Plus switches. I am going to recommend that you get something like the AOTech Range Extender 6. This is even more important if you have Z-Wave locks. They will benefit from this. Again, video below where I put my Schlage Connect lock into the Hubitat. So some more great advice came from Matt H, and that is write down all of your automations, and maybe you want to repeat everything, but he also points out it may be a good time to rethink some of these automations. So I'm going to take that a step further and tell you might want to go through your Wink app and take screenshots of everything, and that way you make sure you understand what they are. So some other advice is once you do make the leap, start with devices that are repeater capable, keeping all of the previous advice in mind. Repeater devices are those Z-Wave Plus switches that are continually powered by the house wiring. Those Z-Wave Plus devices will not help you for exclusion, and I talk about this more in that troubleshooting video, but they will save your life on the include side with the Hubitat. Trust me on that. Start close to the hub and work your way out as much as possible. And when it comes to setting in those AOTech range extenders, you're going to need probably, I'd suggest, at least one, possibly two. You're going to want one within about 3 feet of that Hubitat elevation location. And again, That will save your life. I trust me on that. You will also want to pay close attention to the supported devices page on Hubitat. If your device is not supported, try using generic drivers. If that doesn't work, you may have to find some replacements. I like to call these upgrades. And when you're transferring everything over, work in logical segments, concerning yourself first with the distance, near to far, and the automation. Bring in the devices and replicate the automation to make your significant other happy, and then move on. If you like sleeping on the couch, then skip that step. And when you communicate to your family about what's happening, keep them up to date and use a calm, cool voice. If you sound panicked, they are more likely to be frustrated as you transition. If you're dreading this, I offer you some pretty simple advice. If Wink indeed is shutting down, then you really have no choice. Frequent the Hubitat community and interact on the Hubitat Facebook page, and you'll be fine. And look for my Hubitat videos. There is a lot of help in those as well. You'll get through this. I got faith in you. And drop comments about what videos you'd like to see in the future. I'll do my best to get to them as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to click like. Over here are 2 videos that I rescued from some abandoned warehouse. I don't know where I got them. Until next time, cheers.